Thank you so much. And, to be honest with you, it is very difficult to actually convey fully the way the people of local government and Hoba Chiefdom feels with these very beautiful events that occurred. It's amazing. It's awesome. And every average indigene of local government feels that there's a restoration of his dignity, the restoration of the glory of the chiefdom. It's like a very heavy burden that has been lifted, a kind of fresh air that has been made available, and people are really breathing fresh air in our local government. They're excited, they're very happy, they are very grateful. Quite a lot, because we start with the background that the Hoba chiefdom was once a very famous chiefdom, well established, well structured, with very rich cultural heritage and tradition. But over the past 120 years, we have seen the devaluation of our culture, of our traditions. And that is why, with this restoration of the chiefdom, we are going back to work tirelessly to restore our culture, our traditions, our value system, the community system that was once well established will be returned again. And so clearly, the Hoba culture that has undergone a lot of bastardization, time has come for us now to re-establish ourselves, to be what we are known for, as a very peaceful community, a united community, a community that has dignity, has status, and very, very coherent and organized. That's exactly what we are going to work on, to ensure that our traditions and cultures have been restored to the fullest. Now, first of all, even from time immemorial, the traditional institutions had been the ones that provided system of governance before the modern system of governance emerged. And even today, in the current dispensation, the traditional institutions remain the bridge between the people and government. And that is why, because we are very close to our people, we understand our people, we know their wishes and aspirations. And so we are going to work to ensure that government policies and intents are well communicated to the people, are well understood by the people, and the role that the government expects of the people are properly communicated to the people, so that the people can play the roles the government expects of them. At the same time, it is also our role to convey to government the wishes and aspirations of our people, so that it will be factored in designing government policies and programs. Yeah, again, from the background I gave you before, we have a lot of ground to cover, and we're going to work hard to ensure that we cover this ground. First priority areas will be to have a very peaceful and secured environment. And so peace and security is really on our priority list. We want to ensure that every inch of Hong local government, not only are they secured, but that they feel secured, and that there's peace that is across the whole land. Because when you are secured and there's peace, then it is the environment that you require for more development and progress. So that's the first area that we want to address, to ensure that there's peace and there's security. And then we are also going to ensure that the people are galvanized into ensuring that development occurs in the local government. We are going to bring entrepreneurs, investors into our local government, and we are going to encourage our people also to embrace self-employment, entrepreneurship, because that is the way to go now. And I think gone are the days that people will be hoping for government salaried employment. Uh, Actually, it's an error. Developed countries grew by the private sector when people engage in different economic activities. And that's what we want to encourage in our local government, that our youth in particular abandon this desire to have salary job, but rather to focus on self-employment. There are so many opportunities, and actually prosperity in developed environments come from the private sector through entrepreneurship. And that's what we're also going to encourage. Yeah, like I said earlier, the traditional institutions are the bridge between the government and the community, and that we will continue always to draw the attention of government to the areas of needs of the community, and that also our duty to ensure that the community understands government policies and programs, and that they buy into it and become contributors towards economic development to ensure peace and stability. Because if government, if communities cannot ensure peaceful coexistence among themselves, then it's difficult for government to bring development. So what we do to ensure that in our local government in particular, there will be peace, there will be unity, and the environment will be very good for government to come and implement all their programs and policies, and it will be really good for the people. Yeah, I think let me start by acknowledging the encouragement from the executive governor of Adamawa State, Right Honorable Ahmadu Umaru Fintri, even during the coronations. He made it very clear that traditional rulers should be instruments of development, and they should network and use their influences to ensure that they bring development to their communities. And I've been on that right away, and I'm happy to even state that already I brought investors who are ready to invest in the energy sector in our local government, and the international companies. They have gone around to the 14 districts of our local government to see communities where they can come and energize through solar powered electricity. And I'm very hopeful that at the end of that project, the majority of our communities on local government will have power supply enough for them to engage on all their economic activities. That's one. And then secondly, I've also brought investors who are interested in investing in agriculture. As you know, our local government, uh, agriculture is our main business line, main activity. Unfortunately, we are still doing the primitive kind of subsistence farming with local implements. Agriculture has gone advanced now. It's about technology. And so we are trying to see whether we can bring investors that have a technology-backed agriculture in massive scales that will not only bring development, employment, and other things. There'll be a value chain to be created in that sector. Some of them are already exploring different areas. We have sent one group to the corporate axis because we also feel that if economic activities pick up very well, and the too much forested area is brought into agricultural activity, it will also improve the security situation there. So we are working on that. I also want to encourage all our stakeholders in our local government, our high network individuals, to see the importance of investing in their communities. As a matter of fact, I'm engaging consultants to come and carry out a feasibility study of our local government to bring out various investment opportunities that we are going to market to investors to show them how local government is a very conducive ground for investments and attract them to come to this area. Well, I think that's why I'm going to leverage my profession as a legal practitioner of 40 years standing And we have established two key principles. Principle number one for local government is that self-help should be avoided. Lawlessness should be avoided. We want to ensure that people understand that for whatever conflict, there are opportunities for good resolution. So there is no need for anyone to take the laws into their hands. So that assurance is first will be given. Secondly, yes, we know that the courts have been set up to settle disputes constitutionally. But our philosophy, number two, is that litigation should be the last resort option. There is what we call alternative dispute resolution, a resolution that is community based, community oriented, that will ensure post resolution peace and harmony remains. You know, when you go to court with somebody, at the end of the case, whoever wins, a bad relationship is already created between the litigants. And so in our local government, we want to avoid that by structuring a community-based resolution framework. So focusing on conciliation, mediation. And I'm happy to report that just a few days ago, one of my community members came here to tell me about the conflicts that he has, including the fact that they were in court already. And after my discussion with him, he has gone to now, he's going to withdraw the case from court and come back to the community so that we can explore community-based resolution method. So that's exactly a framework we're going to adopt. We have a powerful committee that, in fact, going to focus on conflict resolution. And yes, we want resolutions that will promote harmony, peace, and coexistence. Yeah, obviously, the youth are very, very important segments of the society. It is said that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. Actually, they are even leaders of today, not only tomorrow. And our desire is that the youth should be active participants in development of local government. And unfortunately, I must say that virtually in every community in Nigeria today, that's where the challenges are coming from. And after long years of wrong mentality, everybody is focusing on the fact that you get salaried appointment. And if the job is not forthcoming, it's like you think that there are no other options. So along the line, they feel disappointed, they, they feel frustrated, and quite often, quite a number of them come and engage in some other social vices that are not very good for any community. Now, our philosophy in local government is to bring hope among our youth, to say, look, there are opportunities. And the way to go now is self-employment. That is why we are going to have a deliberate policy measure to sensitize our youth on the fact that they can engage in meaningful economic activities by themselves. I'm happy that the government of Adamawa State have even initiated certain projects related to agriculture that will engage our youth. We're also going to complement government efforts by uh, when I was chairman of the Hoba Elders Forum, for example, we set up what we call economic summit, which we do every year. And last year, we also introduced what we call venture capital fund, where youth who have viable economic activity but lack resources to start, that fund will provide the necessary financial backing for them to start that of economic activity. So we are going to encourage youth actually to engage in self-employment. That is the right way to go. And I was in government myself, but after I left government, I became an entrepreneur, and I realized that actually I was better off as an entrepreneur, self-employed, than being working for government, even though in high position. So that's what we want the youth to understand, that self-employment provides even better opportunity for growth, for financial freedom. I was just watching a program recently, and an elder statesman was making a joke, but not even a joke, is a reality. He said, look, if you bring money and a banana and placed before a monkey, you can bet he will go for the banana because he didn't realize that that monkey can buy more than enough bananas for him. So our youth do not understand that self-employment will pay better than looking for salary jobs. So that is what we really want to sensitize our people to know, that self-employment is what actually generates development across the globe. They will be partners with us, we'll engage them, they'll participate in all the structures of governance in our local government. We have set up committees, and a lot of the committees have youth involved inside because we also believe that we have a lot of the youth who have ideas that can be harnessed for the development of our local government. So the youth are our partners, and we want to change the principle in Hong in the near future. Will have youth that are progressive, that are engaged, that are participating, and organized as major contributors and stakeholders in economic development of our local government. My message to investors is simple. Come to Hong local government and invest, because there are opportunities for investment in Hong local government. And investors are in two categories. We have the external investors, persons who are not really part of either Hong local government. Some of them may still be in Adamawa State. We have others who are outside Adamawa State. So we consider them the external investors. So we remember I mentioned earlier that in fact we are engaging a consultant to come and do feasibility studies of Hong local government to bring out the various investment opportunities, the potentials that are lying undeveloped, untapped. And with that well verifiable documentation of those potentials, we then invite our investors, both the internal investors and our external investors, to tell them in our local government, these are the opportunities that are waiting for you to come and tap in. Then, of course, in many areas, we'll have to engage the government. We recognize the government have been doing a lot, but government cannot do everything. And so those areas we can do by ourselves. There will be area where we can also ask the government to support us in one way or the other for the programs to be very, very successful. So all the stakeholders that can have value addition towards local government will be engaged. We are going to mobilize all our people. It's time to develop local government. We have a lot of stakeholders that have succeeded in different endeavors in the academia, in business, in governance. So, but we are telling them it's time to come home and make impact in your home domain. For me, by the grace of God, I want to leave a legacy of unity among the whole peoples of local government. I want to leave a legacy of peace. That during my tenure, there was peace. And I want to leave a legacy of development. That during my tenure, so many economic activities were brought in local government. And the people were happy during my tenure. That's my prayer and that's my hope. And I'm going to work hard to ensure that these legacies are truly left behind. Thank you.